Everyone's talking about generative AI, but most explanations are either too technical or pure hype. Here's what it actually is, and the one question your business needs to answer before even touching it. Generative AI is software that creates new content, text, images, code, audio. It does this by learning patterns from large amounts of existing data, then producing something new based on a prompt you give it. That is the whole mechanism stripped back. The key distinction here from traditional AI is that traditional AI classifies or predicts. Feed it data and it tells you what category something falls into or what is likely to happen next. It doesn't create anything. Generative AI does. Think of it this way. A spam filter is traditional AI. It reads an email and decides, yes, it's spam or no, it isn't. ChatGPT is generative AI. It reads your prompt and writes something back. Same broad family, but fundamentally a different output. And that distinction matters when you are deciding where to apply it. In a business context today, generative AI is most useful for three main things: accelerating first drafts, summarizing long documents, and generating options you can then evaluate. A marketing manager might use it to draft 5 versions of a campaign headline in 30 seconds. A consultant might use it to condense a 50-page report into a 2-paragraph brief. A product team might use it to generate 10 feature names and pick the best 2. Notice what these have in common. A human still makes the final call. Generative AI speeds up the work before a decision. It shouldn't replace the judgment behind it, and that framing matters, because the moment you remove human review from the output is the moment the risk profile significantly changes. And here's what most explainers skip. The UK regulatory framework for generative AI is still being written. According to gov.uk, the government has not committed to a dedicated AI bill and is currently observing the EU's risk-based framework before finalising any UK-specific rules. And that gap is creating real exposure. If your business is operating in a regulated sector, handles sensitive customer data, or produces outputs that carry legal or reputational weight, deploying generative AI carelessly right now is a risk you're taking before the rules even exist. This is not a reason to avoid it, it's a reason to scope it deliberately. Low-stakes, internal, reversible tasks carry very different risk to customer-facing, regulated, or high-consequence ones. The technology is not the variable, the context is. So here's a practical decision filter. Don't ask, should we adopt generative AI? That question is too broad to be useful. Ask instead, can we name one specific, low-stakes task where a wrong output causes no serious harm? If the answer is yes, then run a small, bounded pilot on that task. Keep a human in the loop, evaluate the output quality before you expand. And that is a low-cost, low-risk way to build a genuine understanding of what the technology can and cannot do for your specific context. If you cannot name that task, then waiting is probably the right call, not because the technology is not capable, but because you have not yet identified where it fits safely. That is a completely defendable position, and it's better than deploying broadly and discovering the limits the hard way. If that was of value, subscribe to the channel for one real business question answered every video. For the same clarity in writing, the website and newsletter is 5minutebusiness.com.